So think about this. The sexuality and sexual orientation is a fairly complicated topic from a neuroscientific perspective and also the evolutionary perspective. And it would be surprising if I say that sexual orientations is found to be plastic rather than firmly just unchangeable. So let me read you this article that I wanted to introduce you. It's in front of me, written by Sir Dick Swab from the Netherlands Institute of Neuroscience. The topic is sexual orientation and its biases in brain structure and function. It was a perfect article, so I'm going to read the abstract. I mean, it wasn't the abstract, it just jumped into the talk, the main talk itself. So, current evidence indicates that sexual differentiation of the human brain occurs during fetal and neonatal development and programs our gender identity, our feelings of being male or female, and our sexual orientation as a hetero, homo, or bisexual. So this differentiation process is accompanied by many structural and functional brain differences among these groups. The previous studies, the Savage Laboratory detected that a sexual differentiation activation of the anterior hypothalamus in heterosexual men and heterosexual women and a sex atypical, almost reversed pattern of activation in homosexual men and homosexual women. So the hypothalamus is located under the anterior commissure that is involved in many different functions like sexual activity and some other stuff like emotions and this stuff, yeah. And also it was found that hemispheric ratio as well as patterns of amygdala connectivity were sex atypical in homosexual individuals, with homosexual men exhibiting more female patterns than heterosexual male, and homosexual women showing more male-like features than heterosexual women, which is something fairly insane, you know. Whether the observed sex atypical characteristics are the result of processes that occur during the fetal or neonatal periods, as is the case with the gender identity and sexual orientation, is an open question. So, well, I wish this question be answered because it's just so surprising. And in the 1990s, we described the first brain difference related to sexual orientation in the suprachiasmatic nucleus. Well, the suprachiasmatic nucleus is a part in the brain which is mostly known by this definition of being the brain's clock. So, yeah. So this was this article, and you can see how biological differences can justify some homosexual tendencies, and well, it can rise a naturalistic bias that I'm not saying that this is natural. I mean, it has biological justification, so it's good or even bad. I'm not really judging this, but anyways, I'm saying that what I'm saying is that these people, under some circumstances and experiences or whatever, have deeply rooted shift in their tendencies and traits, and well, I believe it's something that deserves to be respected, because these are not things that can be simply just changed, and these are deep tendencies. This is what a person likes, and you cannot really change it. So I do believe that a society can respect it in a way that the life of these people get easier in some sense. And it's such a nice thing that we just get familiar with such stuff, that we not anymore see these things as something odd and something that a person should be shameful of, so that because you know these are their tendencies and they just can't change them. If you push them to just neglect all the tendencies they have, they will live a miserable and unhappy life, which is not something that you will really want for someone else. I mean, just let's get our heads out of their lives and let them have a good living and make a good living right besides us, you know.